Welcome back. A massive security blanket has been thrown over the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport in Kolkata. The reason? A fresh flashpoint is escalating over the 136-year-old masjid, which is located right inside the airport premises. Now, tensions are running high ahead of the prayers there, and we saw the TMC leaders also speak about how this is unfair for the mosque to be relocated. Remember, currently there are conversations going on whether, because of the security threat, the mosque should be relocated from the spot. Now, amid all of this, the West Bengal president of the TMC leader and the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind West Bengal president, Siddiqullah Chaudhry, issued a massive mobilization call announcing that he, along with hundreds of local residents, will march to the historic mosque and will offer their prayers. Remember, as of now, restrictions are in place. But there seemed to be a complete change in the stand on the issue within just hours of making that announcement, because though he announced that he would be leading worshippers to the mosque in huge numbers and he would protest if they were stopped, the TMC leader then clarified and then said that there was no call for any confrontation. In fact, speaking to Times Now, he said that his remarks were misrepresented by sections of the media and said that the plan was only to hold a symbolic protest and not stage any disruptive demonstration. Listen in.
जी आप ये जो आज ब्लैक बैंड पहन के आप लोग आज गए हो, यही क्या आप लोगों का पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट का नमूना था?
और क्या करे, सड़क पर डंडा चला है, पत्थर मारे।
पर आपने बोला था 1 करोड़ लोग आएंगे। कहाँ?
ये झूठ है, ये मीडिया का झूठ। हम पर क्यों कहती हो? मुझको प्रमाण दिखाओ, एविडेंस। ये मीडिया ने सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को ऊंचा किया। शुभेंदु अधिकारी ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर को कान में झूठी बात पहुंचाई। आज कोई नेशनल सिक्योरिटी का मसला था, 1000 पुलिस भेजा और पुलिस अंधे। हमने उनसे कहा वो मस्जिद 136 साल का, अब टेबल में बात कीजिए, रिलीजियस मैटर, रिलीजियस सॉल्यूशन हो, फिर बातचीत आगे बढ़ेगी। डंडा क्यों चलाते हैं आप? हो एमपी हो मिनिस्टर, झूठा है।
Now, to understand the controversy, let's also take a look at the history of the mosque, which was established in the 1890s, much before the airport actually came into existence. The airport was brought into existence in 1924. It was the British who built the aerodrome in the area, which later evolved into Kolkata's international airport. During the 1950s and 1960s as well, a second runway was added and the nearby villages were completely cleared. It was in 1962 that the state government had transferred the land to the Airports Authority of India. Then, in 2003, there was an attempt to relocate the mosque, but the move did not go through. Then again, in 2019 as well, the Airports Authority had proposed a tunnel passage to facilitate access to the devotees. And then later, more recently in 2023, a bus service was also introduced to help the worshippers reach the mosque. Even after all of these measures, access to the historic mosque continues to remain quite a contentious issue. The latest controversy has once again brought it into the spotlight. This controversy, in fact, gathered pace after namaz at the masjid had been suspended last week. This suspension came after the airport authority restricted access to the mosque, citing repair work on the approach road leading to the site. And authorities have also maintained that the mosque falls within the airport's expansion plans, with security and operational requirements being cited as the key reasons for this proposed relocation. But Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind leaders strongly objected to the move. They alleged that worshippers were denied access without any prior notice or consultation. The issue has now snowballed into a political flashpoint, with security tightened and tensions running high ahead of the Friday prayers.
উনি খুব নরম কথা বলেছেন। এইটাই সরকার, অন্য সরকার হলে ধমকাতো, যেমন রেজিনগরের লোকটা ধমকাতো, এখন আর ধমকায় না। এই যে আগের সরকার থাকতো ধমকাতো যে আমাদের ভোটে সরকার করেছি, এখন নরম কথা বলছেন। জাতীয় সুরক্ষা এবং বিমানবন্দরের নিরাপত্তা আগে দেখতে হবে। এই বিমানবন্দরের লোকেশন খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ নিরাপত্তার ক্ষেত্রে। চীন, বাংলাদেশ থেকে সব কাছে, এটা আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দর। এইখানে এইভাবে খুলে রাখা যায় না। বাকি ঠিক আছে, আমরা তো ধর্ম পালনে কাউকে বাধা দিইনি। ওরা তো বলেছিল যে বিজেপি এলে মুসলমানদের তাড়িয়ে দেবে, নামাজ পড়তে পারবে না। তা বকরি ঈদও করেছেন, পশু হত্যা আইন মেনে করেছেন, অসুবিধা নেই। মহরমেও বেরিয়েছিলেন অস্ত্র বাড়িতে রেখে, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। ভদ্র থাকবেন, আইন মেনে চলবেন, ডিজে থেকে দূরে থাকবেন, নিজের ধর্ম নিজে পালন করবেন, অন্যর কানে গিয়ে ফুফু করার দরকার নেই। সব ঠিক চলবে, সুন্দর চলবে। আর বন্দে মাতরমটা গাইতে হবে, ভোট না নাড়ালে হবে না, আমরা লক্ষ্য রাখছি।
हमारा जो थीम है कि अगर किसी डेवलपमेंट का जरूरत है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का जरूरत है, लेकिन अगर कोई बहुत दिन से कोई विचारधारा है, धर्म का कोई विश्वास का बात है, तो एक यूनानिमसली कुछ सहमत के ऊपर कुछ होना चाहिए। तो अभी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो करना चाहते हैं, तो इसके ऊपर एक सहमत अगर हो जाते तो अच्छा हो।
मेरा तो समर्थन है इन लोगों का पीछे, क्योंकि 136 साल से वो बाकड़ा मस्जिद में नमाज पढ़ा जाता है। एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी 2 दिन के लिए नमाज बंद किया था, लेकिन उसके बाद नमाज चालू नहीं हुआ। तो इसको लेके लोगों का आपत्ति है, वो प्रोटेस्ट कर सकते हैं। इसके पीछे मेरा पूरा समर्थन है।
देखिए, धार्मिक भावनाओं, धार्मिक स्थलों और सुरक्षा व्यवस्थाओं के बीच में संतुलन बनाना जो भी प्राधिकरण है उनकी जिम्मेदारी है, और निश्चित रूप से जो भी आदेश हो वो पारदर्शी हो। हम चाहते हैं कि सब लोग जो कानून है, संविधान है, उसका सम्मान करें, और साथ ही साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो ऐसे गंभीर विषयों पर राजनीति करना चाहती है और अपनी राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकना चाहती है, कहीं ना कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी को इस बात को समझने की आवश्यकता है कि अब देश की जनता भाजपा की विध्वंसकारी, विभाजनकारी राजनीति से उब चुकी है। अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी को इस प्रकार के फोके छोड़ने बंद करने चाहिए।
And well, with that, we shift our attention. The stage is all set for a massive showdown in the upcoming monsoon session. Sources say the centre is ready to introduce a high-stakes bill that will give Vande Mataram the exact same legal power and statutory shield as the national anthem. Sources say that the Union Home Minister Amit Shah is likely to initiate the debate of the bill in the parliament. The government is preparing to introduce a bill that seeks to bring the national song under the ambit of the Prevention of Insults to National Honour Act 1971. So disrupting the song or insulting it, you could be looking at up to 3 years in prison. So this proposed law aims to penalize acts of intentional insult, disrespect or disruption during the singing of Vande Mataram. Now, the proposed bill seeks to amend the Prevention of Insults to National Honour Act 1971 and bring the national song under its legal protection. So if this is passed in the parliament, then insulting Vande Mataram or deliberately disrespecting it could become a punishable offence. The bill also proposes action against those who prevent, block or disrupt the singing. Now, this proposed punishment could be fine or even more, apart from the 3 years that we mentioned. The government's proposed bill is likely to amend the Prevention of Insults to National Honour Act. Let's tell you what this law is actually all about and what it actually intends to do. The intent is to prohibit any insult to the national symbols. It currently covers a flag, the Constitution, the national anthem. So disrespect to any of these national symbols is punishable, and it can attract punishment up to 3 years in jail, a fine or both. Now, the centre's move is aimed at giving Vande Mataram a legal status that will make it very similar to what the national anthem currently has. Now, the government has also said that it will help promote the national song as a symbol of national pride and respect. It also seeks to highlight the historic role of Vande Mataram in India's freedom movement, where it became a powerful symbol of the independence struggle. The proposed law is expected to provide greater legal protection and recognition under the Indian law. Now, this proposal has once again brought the focus back to the political debate. You'd also remember recently as well, there was a lot of debate around the national song. Over the years, several opposition leaders have in fact expressed their views on Vande Mataram, especially over making its full rendition compulsory or giving it the same status as the national anthem. So let's get you what the stance has been. Remember, multiple leaders and even political parties have also taken a stand on this. In fact, one of the more prominent names of the Congress party, Shashi Tharoor, had also mentioned that the rendition of the entire song was unnecessary, going on to say that there is no law requiring full version to be sung. Another prominent Congress leader, now of course the Chief Minister of Kerala as well, V.D. Satishan, had said the same. Many from the Congress party, including the MP Imran Masood, had also said that nobody can be forced to sing Vande Mataram. Now, imagine what would happen now if the bill is passed in the parliament. Previously, many political leaders, not just from the Congress party, but also from the AIMIM, had also opposed it, with Asaduddin Owaisi going on to say that Vande Mataram constitutes deity worship and Islam forbids prayers to other deities, and that's the reason why Muslims are opposed to it. In fact, there are other leaders as well who have made similar statements saying Vande Mataram is against Islam. That's the kind of political debate that had taken place around Vande Mataram, and the government also brought in all stanzas of the song. The opposition has yet again now launched a sharp attack on the BJP over the Vande Mataram issue, accusing the ruling party of turning a national symbol into a political issue. The opposition alleges that patriotism is being politicized for electoral gains, and the government should focus instead on tackling unemployment instead of creating fresh controversies, while maintaining that no one is disrespecting Vande Mataram. The BJP, though, has a completely different stance, saying respect for Vande Mataram is non-negotiable.
Issue comes when these are politicized, when beyond the national interest, when the BJP's agenda comes into play is where the issue starts. Congress party has never used these as icons, or Congress party has never misused any of the emotions. But here there's a rampant misuse by whether it is taking cases, whether it is someone by mistake. Now this kind of steps are again, we are moving towards dictatorial. We are apprehensive because the attitude of the government most of the time is only to suit their needs or to set forth their agenda.
देखिए, एक बिल ऐसा भी लाना चाहिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार को कि कोई उत्तर प्रदेश में, कोई हिंदुस्तान में कोई बेरोजगार नहीं रहेगा, नौजवान सड़कों पे रोजगार के लिए नहीं भटकेगा। ऐसा भी एक बिल आना चाहिए भाई, किसी के ऊपर जो देश आपका संविधान से चलेगा कि देश आपके फरमान से चलेगा। हम समझते हैं वंदे भारत का, हर आदमी के दिल में भारत बसता है, कोई वंदे भारत का कोई अपमान नहीं करता, लेकिन ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग इस तरीके की दुष्प्रचार करके, इस तरीके की बातें फैला करके दुष्प्रचार करते हैं और अपना इसका पॉलिटिकल माइलेज लेना चाहते हैं।
बहुत अच्छा बिल है। वंदे मातरम गाने में जिसको एतराज हो उसको भारतीय कहने में भी अपने आप को एतराज होना चाहिए। भारतीय हैं तो वंदे मातरम गाना होगा। जो लोग एतराज करते हैं वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और उन पर कार्रवाई भी होनी चाहिए। सरकार ये बिल ला रही है, बहुत खुशी की बात है।
Congress hates Vande Mataram. Their ecosystem hates Vande Mataram. The government is bringing Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act in order to give the same respect to Vande Mataram as national song as is given to national flag or as is given to national anthem. But instead of welcoming this in the 150 years of Vande Mataram, instead of celebrating it, Congress has a problem with it. Congress has a problem with Vande Mataram. Nehruji divided it into two parts. When only first two stanzas were there, that time also Congress and many of its leaders refused to sing Vande Mataram. We have seen that they have a hatred towards Vande Mataram.
And well, that's all we could bring for you in this edition of the Urban Debate. Thank you for joining us. Good night.